Yeah, it was sort of a little bit out of the blue. It was underwhelming, and certainly we weren't expecting anything like that. But once we gave away momentum early, we just couldn't drag it back. So we compounded the problems, and no one could really find a way to shut the scoring down. There was some good hitting, but I think we contributed a fair amount to our own demise in that first 20, just not being able to find a method to make it harder than what it was. And then when we did, we weren't able to stick there long enough. So it was a tough watch and a tough night for the bowling group.
Is there an explanation for it? I mean, I know you haven't played 2 games
Yeah.
back to back with weather. Is that a reason?
No, I don't think so. It felt a little bit nervy. I'm not sure. It's something that we'd have to look at and get some information from the guys. There's certainly been no indication at training. They're fresh, they train well, we've been playing well. But it just felt a little bit nervy and a bit tense. And then once we got behind the game, we couldn't compose ourselves enough to get back into it. And that's partly due to some fine batting, but just us unable to find a method to slow it down, which was a frustrating part for the group and for us watching.
Just on their batting, does it surprise you that someone like Ryan Nicholton has had the amount of success he's had in this competition for a few seasons is not going to a World Cup?
Well, he's a fine player, isn't he? I did read some of the comments that that international cricket is a step up, and it is. But certainly at this level, he's a fine player, and I've seen him around the world with some fine performances. So that if he's the calibre of player you're leaving out, then South African cricket's in pretty good shape.
Just one last one from me. You know, had a bad loss here tonight. Your next game is in PE with a red hot side that you're facing down there. What are the kind of messages that you're coming to get across to the team now?
Oh, they're not that red hot. They played a couple of good games, but it can change each day. So they're only, I think, a couple of points ahead of us. So we're still in a good position. Mumbai were desperate to get that win tonight to get back in the pack, but it hasn't changed our position. And I've been doing this long enough to know that nights like this are probably better forgotten quickly. There are some lessons that we will take from it, and there'll be some work done certainly over the next couple of days. But first positive thing is we're going to get some days off. We've been playing, travelling, playing, training. So it'd be nice to refresh the minds, not necessarily the bodies, but refresh the minds and have an away trip. But yeah, the tournament, when you have close teams, can be defined by sort of fine margins. We had a couple of calls out there as well that were interesting, that the catch, Vince's catch, and sometimes things just don't go your way. So we'll look at that and put it into perspective.
Hi, Stephen.
Hey.
Hard luck today. You must be bitterly disappointed losing by that score. On any other day, that wins you a game of T20 cricket. How much of a derail in your plans was Faf's issue? And can you give us an update on that issue as to what happens from him now for the rest of the season?
Yeah, that's a good question. Faf has had it always been nursing an elbow. It's been a little bit tender, but today he got his thumb jammed in the ground, which has done some damage. Obviously enough damage not to bat, which was when you're chasing above 200, you need your star players to be out there. So to lose him was another factor that we will take into consideration. What happens going forward, we're hoping it's bruising and settles down, but I don't know, I don't feel overly optimistic just with the amount of injuries we've had so far. I get a bit of a pessimistic view on these things, so I'm hoping for the best, but we maybe have to prepare for other means.
Were you tempted though to bring him on with wickets?
He can't hold the bat. It's tough to bat when you can't hold it.
Okay, just last one. Couple of results now not going your way. Lost to Market Town, had no result, and this now.
Yeah.
Do you feel a need to now get onto the players' minds a little bit and have some sort of motivation? Is it something that you...
And what would you do? I'm interested, get in their minds and like what psychologically.
No. I'm asking now as a coach.
Yeah, I was asking for some suggestions how you do that. No, we're pretty good. We've done a lot of work. With the game in Cape Town, again, we're on the wrong side of weather, short chase game. So we carry a lot of perspective with your win or lose. We don't get carried away with our wins. We played a good game here. We thought we had a good score in our last game, and we just didn't get a chance to defend it. Today we were thoroughly outplayed. But given that we're a star batsman down, and we still got, 200, and Forrester came out of the blue and played a great innings. There's still some things in there. Vince is in good form. We did well to actually keep our some resilience and deny them a bonus point and get close to 200. If you're getting 200 every game, you're not going to be too far away. So look, it's not all doom and gloom. We work very hard on the mental aspect of our game, and we'll continue to do that.
Thank you.
I'm not.
Sorry.
Hi, sir. I just wanted to ask, how pleased were you with Dion Forrester's performance tonight and his all-rounder? So I wanted to ask if you've seen anything with his bowling that you think you could maybe contribute later on in the competition.
Yeah, I've seen a lot right from when we trialled with him way back in picking him. We're excited about him. Today is a bit of a breakthrough in terms of his psychology of getting into the tournament. Young players always have a little bit of doubt about their ability at each level they go up, and he answered that to himself. Not so much to us because we know he's a good player, but he played a fine hand today. His bowling is capable and getting better. It will be handy, but I think he's a really good prospect for us and for South Africa going forward. So very pleased for him.